What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. As you can see right behind me, we have a reef tank which is going to be on today's video. I'm going to walk you through the tank itself, the filtration underneath in the sump area, and then also the inhabitants of this tank. So first off, let's get started. First of all, this is one of my regular maintenance clients. Now I look after this tank a couple of times every single month to keep the tank running well, to keep all the fish and the invertebrates and corals looked after in the aquarium, and overall it's a stunning system. Now this system has actually been running for, I believe it's now over around 5 years, so it's a very mature system, and we've got some lovely examples of fish and corals. So first up, let's take a look at the tank. Now you will notice that the tank is a little bit cloudy because I'm about to do my maintenance session after this video has been done. But I wanted to show you what the tank actually looks like on a day-to-day basis, and I didn't want to start cleaning it and then the water goes a little bit cloudy sometimes and the fish all then hide, so you wouldn't get the full experience. Now this tank holds around 550 litres in the display, and then we've got around 170 litres in the sump below, so it's nearly around a 700, just over 700 litre system. So it is, I would say, one of the medium to larger style systems that I look after. We've got a selection of fish in there and a selection of corals, but let's head down to the sump area first, check out what actually runs this system and the equipment that we use on this tank, and then towards the end of the video we'll have a look at the actual exciting part, which is the fish and corals within the tank. So it is a little bit of a tight squeeze here, but hopefully you can now see the sump area for the aquarium. Now essentially, if you don't know what a sump is, water runs down into this glass tank at the bottom, goes through a few different filters, and then it rises up through a return pump back into the system. Gravity is pulling that water down, and it is essentially going over an overflow down into this and then pumped back up. This means if you have a sump system, you can locate all of the equipment within this, so it's not in your display and you have a nice clear display free from equipment. So let me explain quickly and briefly how this sump works. First of all, water enters the first section through the main drain overflow. It goes into a refugium area where we've got a little bit of live rock and lots of macroalgae, mainly Colercra species and Cheeto as well. That comes over a baffle into the next chamber where we have our Skigo or DD titanium heater with our heat controller. I believe this is a 650 watt model. That goes through, we've got a pump into our ROAFOS reactor to reduce phosphates, and then we also have our Red Sea skimmer to pull out any DOCs, any proteins, any compounds within the water that are dissolved within it. That then goes through to the last section where we obviously have our reactor sitting, and then we've got our return pump, which is a Ecotech Vectra return pump that pumps back up to the main display tank. Next to us here, we have a large, I believe this is about a 25 litre RO storage tank, which is connected to a auto top up. So when we get any evaporation in the tank, this tops up, and this normally lasts for around 7 days, and then I just get the customer to fill that up periodically. Now you'll also notice we have 3 containers behind me. These are our Red Sea ABC dosing elements, so when we lose a bit of calcium, a bit of alkalinity, a bit of magnesium within the system, which the corals use up to grow their skeletons, this is then replenished via our DD doser, which pumps it back into the sump, and then we can keep those levels nice and stable. Now this is connected to a really simple to use app, and it's really nice to monitor it. I use these Salifert test kits, as you can see here, and I'm testing that every 2 weeks to make sure the levels are pretty stable. Now I rarely have to touch this doser, but every so often I have to just increase or decrease slightly, just so we're maintaining a nice stable level throughout this aquarium. Now that is really all there is. We do obviously have a light over the refugium, which is providing a bit of backlight for the video today. But that is essentially it. Not too much in the sump. Often I would say I give it a nice clean out every 2 months really, get any dirt and detritus that builds up. Keeping that sump area nice and clean is very important, and just keeping the tank clean overall ensures that you don't get a nice build up of nutrients, and we can keep the corals and fish happy. So let's head up back to the display tank. Let's check out the inhabitants in this aquarium and take a look at the stunning fish and corals it has to offer. Now, I thought I would briefly take you around the other side of the aquarium. Now, this aquarium has 3 viewing panels. I will put a bit of B-roll over the top of the video so you can see that. But we have this side on the main hall entrance as you come into the building. And then around the other side is the kitchen and lounge area. And then we've also got that side view panel, which is really, really nice. Peninsulas are definitely, I would say, my favourite style of aquarium with the different viewing levels. And on this side we have a huge range of Montipora, and on the other side it is more anemones, some Duncans, zoas, etc. And we'll head round there in just a minute. But let's check out the corals on this side before we check out the corals on the other side. We've got some pallies down here. We have this really large toadstool. As you can probably see, it's maybe the size of my head, the size of 2 of my hands. We've got some babies down here. Unfortunately, we've literally just lost this SPS colony, which had been fighting with the hammer. So unfortunately, that happened very, very quickly and it stripped back. We also have some soft corals down in the bottom, some finger levers, we've got some clove polyps, and then we've got a few anemones littered around here. Now we've got some purple mushrooms up here, so not too many different corals on this side. The Montiporas definitely take over this system and they need trimming back every couple of months. I'm taking big pieces of Monty out of the aquarium. But that's really it on this side. Let's head round to the side peninsula and then we can head round to the front. Now this is the side profile of the tank. We've got a few anemones, we've got even more of the organ pipe coral. I did call it a clove polyp a minute ago, but it is actually an organ pipe coral. And we've got about a 45 centimetre stretch on this side. We've also got a Jekyll wave maker, and down the far end we have a max spec gyre to provide circulation all around the aquarium, so we're getting a nice flow throughout the tank. Not many corals to see here, but it's really nice when we feed the tank, and we are going to be doing that in a minute. There you can hear the doser going off. We are going to be feeding them in a minute, and this is a really nice view to capture all of the fish in one frame and have a look at them whilst we're feeding them. So let's head now round to the front of the aquarium and then we can check out my, I would say, probably favourite view of the tank. So this is what I would say is my favourite view of the tank. We've got a lot of different corals in this area of the tank. Obviously we have our organ pipe coral where we saw as we were on this side of the aquarium, and we've moved around it. We've got some really, really nice Duncans in the colony. We've also got some bubble tip anemones. Then if I just move over, we've also got some soft corals here. We've got a really nice hammer coral colony, which has probably got about 30 heads on it now. That's grown from a single polyp around 12-15 months ago, so that is doing really, really well. We've got some more soft corals down here, the Montipora plate, and then some green star polyps in the top. So that is really the main corals in this system. The majority of the corals are really easy to keep and hardy as well. We don't have a massive selection, but we have some really big colonies, and it does create quite a striking look. It also means we're not having to really closely monitor the tank every single day, and it provides my customer with a stress-free marine aquarium. Now I do a natural seawater water change, which is about 125 litres every single month on this aquarium. We've also got our Red Sea dosing levels, and then the fish do get fed quite regularly. Let's give the fish some frozen food and then we can take a look at the different fish species in this aquarium. So here I have some frozen food. I've just got some krill, mysis, brine shrimp, and I think there might be some invertebrate frozen food. So I've got 4 cubes of frozen food. I'm just going to pour that into the top of the tank, and then hopefully all of our fish species will come out and eat it. Now we've got quite a few different fish in this system. I believe there's around 15 to 18 fish total. We've got a few damsels. We've also got some Bangai cardinals. We've got a lovely female peacock wrasse. We have a male wreckfish or male anthias. We've got a couple of chromis, a royal grammar. We've also got flame angel and a lovely wild caught yellow tang, which has been in this tank since I've been maintaining it. Now we've also got a Tamini tang, and I think that is the majority of the fish, apart from this yellow wrasse, yellow banana wrasse, and then the rest of it is just invertebrates. We've got some different snails, crabs, hermit crabs. We've also got some fire shrimp and cleaner shrimp as well. But that is really it for this aquarium. Nice quick run through of the tank. Really enjoy looking after this system, and it is a pleasure to enjoy it and be able to see it on a monthly basis or a couple of times a month. Really good system, very solid, and it's a nice mature system, so we tend not to get any issues or problems with it. That's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please let me know down below, and if you want me to make more videos just like this, then also let me know. Now, you would have heard from probably an update I did around a month ago that I am going to Thailand very soon. It's pretty much imminent now, so the next videos you guys see is probably going to be from my Thailand trip. And for all of the goldfish lovers, we are going to be going to loads of goldfish farms. We're going to some goldfish markets as well, so there's going to be a lot more goldfish content to come, and hopefully we will see some other species as well. But that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.